Hello, and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Catherine Halecko, and I'm here with Terri Morrow. Say hi, Terri.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast, we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Terri and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics, because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change.
Yes.
This week, we're going to continue talking about The West Wing, and we will return to our challenge round with the TV show Brothers and Sisters. But first, Dancing with the Stars. Trio night. And finally, we got to say goodbye to Bonner.
And boy, he did not receive lovely parting gifts, did he? He received smackdown after smackdown. Man.
The best moment of the night for him was his appearance at the end of Normani's trio,
yes.
which I actually chuckled when he showed up there,
yes,
and I thought
that
it was cute.
Very cute. It's like Normani's trio was entertaining enough that it even made me like Bonner. So...
Right.
Good on. Then he had to do his trio dance, which took it all away. But for a brief shining moment, he seemed like a cool guy.
Yeah.
It was his time. I'm really, really happy he didn't outstay anybody that I like better.
Right.
So, I mean, he already did outstay people I liked better, but this was the right night for him to go home. But usually they're not quite so. They were just, I couldn't even look at the screen when the judges were talking about his first dance. Because they just, how can you stand there and listen to that and not get steamed?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
He did look kind of steamed.
He did. And it's like, I don't want to see somebody having to take this.
Right.
This is not, it was uncomfortable critique night in a lot of ways. Because I also got the feeling that Simone was not happy to be told over and over again.
No.
She looked, especially the second time, she looked ticked. So It's like, you want some rawness, Carrie-Anne? I think Simone's sending you some rawness right now.
Right. And I liked both of her dances. I thought the foxtrot was very sweet and fun. And then I liked their paso that she did with her trio. For one, because it didn't have the horrible sexist storyline that 3 out of 5 of them had.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. And it's like, I really do not want to see Simone being raw. All right. Is that like mandatory? Do they have to do that? Can't she just come on the dancing show and have a good time? Maybe she wins, maybe she doesn't, but she dances nicely. She learns some stuff. Why does she have to be sexy? Why does she have to be raw? Why can't she just be good? Right. I mean, I don't necessarily get that, especially with young contestants who, honestly, we all know don't have the life experience that they're looking for, you know? It's like, you know that. It's like asking her to be taller, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably their dances would look nicer if she had another 6 inches on her, but it ain't gonna happen. It's not there. Mm-hmm. She does not possess that quality of tallness that they're looking for. So I wish they would just lay off, because it's kind of beaten up. Mm-hmm. You know, they give her the scores they're going to give her, but at some point it just it sounds not nice. Whereas, they seem to like Normani quite a bit, and Normani's dances were, her second dance I enjoyed quite a lot. Her first dance, you know what my problem is.
Yes, I do. It was barefoot.
And it's like, it's barefoot. It just seems like this particular week in the competition to do a contemporary on racist bullying seems to be laying it on a little thick. Honey, you're going to get to the finals. It's okay, There's no way you can give that less than 10s, Yeah. It's like...
And I did think it was a good dance, but I wanted her to... be strong for herself, not because Val was there to help her. Do you know what I mean? Yes, you need support if you're going through a rough time, and I get that.
Right.
And you certainly want to be able to reach out to your friends or whatever. But I just got this sense of he's coming in to save the day.
Yeah.
And I didn't care for that.
Yeah. I just don't care for those generally. So it was, It was very so you think you can dancey, which is what I always seem to say about contemporaries. Nicely done. I mean, she's very talented, and she seems to have a very cute personality.
And I liked her hair.
If that was a wig or her hair, I don't know, but I assume it must be a wig, but that was adorable on her.
Yeah,
good look.
I even wrote that down. I really liked her hair this week.
Yes. So that was cute. And she looked, the second dance was very fun and cute. I agree with Len about the jumping up on the judge's table. I thought, well, that's not necessary. And also seems to be not a lot of dancing going on. I mean, I would prefer they all be dancing together, but it was a cute idea and cutely done, and gives Alan another chance to get out there. And I thought Rashad's dances were both very good. I think that the logical final is going to be him and Simone and Armani. That would be logical. Whether David will be able to get into it by virtue of votes, I don't know.
Right.
But I thought he did very respectably tonight, too. Certainly the waltz was adorable.
It was very sweet.
And yes, and he actually, Lindsay's like 23 and he's 40. He actually could be her dad if he was got somebody in trouble in high school, so.
And I liked their trio too. I mean, the judges didn't seem to like it. I didn't understand why we had to have 2 Paso Dobles in a row. That was weird.
Yeah.
But I still had fun watching it.
I did too. And it was definitely a level of scoring higher than Bonner's. Come on. Mm-hmm. Bonner didn't do anything.
No, he didn't.
Except just be gross in that dance.
Exactly.
It was awful. It was awful on so many levels. It was conceptually awful.
Yes.
It was awful in execution. Mm-hmm. It was just disturbing.
It was just bad. Yeah. Did not like that.
No. Do not want.
Mm-hmm. And, the Rashad trio was another one of those, 2 ladies fighting over a guy. They always run into that with the trios, which bugs me.
They do.
I still did kind of like the choreography, but I didn't like the storyline, if that makes sense, that I could like one and not the other. So.
Yeah, that's always going to be a problem with the trios.
Yeah. Well, and am I wrong, but did they not do a partner switch this season?
They did not do a partner switch. And the only reason I could think possibly is that there's nobody else short enough to dance with Simone. I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed that. I think that
because they didn't do it. That. Did they do? They also didn't do it last season, did they? When
Tara and Sasha were partners.
Yes,
I don't remember them
possibly
doing
for the same reason,
which is fine. I didn't miss it. Yeah.
I think it's problematical in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
It's if you get along really well with your celeb, you don't want to leave them. If you get along better with the switch partner, that's going to be awkward when you switch back. But I had fun watching it tonight. I thought it was pretty good. And I thought, as we often say, especially in these episodes where there's some tension, boy, does Tom Bergeron earn his paycheck.
Yes.
Getting up on the judge's table.
Right. I'm just doing this to annoy you, Len.
Yes, and just diffusing things when things were getting tense. I just love him. He's awesome.
Yes.
But, all in all, it was fine. I found some of the judging really uncomfortable to listen to.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, and I don't know that that's necessary at this point. I just was really surprised because usually on the night they know somebody's going home, they are
very generous,
a little more gracious.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that stunk, but you tried your best.
Right. So did that mean you worried that he wasn't going?
You know what? It didn't seem like he could be staying after that, getting that kind of a beating.
Right.
But at the same time, it seemed like a really ungracious way to kick his butt out the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I really wonder about him. He comes off really badly in all the packages. Mm-hmm. And yet other people describe him as being a gentleman and a Southern guy. And that, I think he may just not be a good fit for this show.
Mm-hmm.
It just maybe his personality doesn't come off in this venue. Certainly, when he was saying, I really don't want to revisit my injury again, I'm trying to forget it. It's like, oh, buddy, did you come on the wrong show? Have we said, watch the show first?
Yes. Remember James from last time?
Exactly. And this is like really literally the only interesting thing about you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sharna is going to go back to that well as many times as she can.
Right. You for sure would not be here if it wasn't
I think
for that.
It was an unfortunate choice for him. He made it a long time, but based on, I guess he has fans, but it's just a bad fit of person and show, I think. He gets a break now.
Yep.
So now, is next week the end, or is it like a 2-night thing next week, or are there 2 more weeks?
Good question.
No, it's 2 more weeks, right? Because they have 4, and then they get it. Do the 3 have 2 nights, or no? They eliminate the 4th on the first night. I can't remember. Isn't this terrible? I've watched the show way more than you, and I'm asking you. There will be dancing next week, though. This we know for sure.
Yes,
and it will be very interesting to see. I'm wondering. I mean, in terms of people voting for best dancers, Rashad should be safe. I just wonder what sort of fan base he has. Because he's not even actually on a team now, is he?
Right. He's trying to get on a team.
Yeah.
That's why they keep showing him working out all the time.
That's right. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming he is getting the vote of people who like to watch good dancing but resent people who are basically pros being on the show as celebs. Right. So for that reason, they don't want to vote for Simone or Normani, and they don't want to vote for David because although he is a very personable guy, not so much with the dancing. So Rashad is getting those votes, but I don't know if that's enough. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I was a little worried he might be in trouble tonight, but he seemed to get through. So I have not voted yet because I have to think about who I want to vote for. Okay. I really don't know. I really don't know.
We will be talking about it again next week.
Who are you voting for? You're all in for Rashad now?
I think so. I mean, I liked Normani this week, though. And I also like Simone, and I feel like I want to give her votes because they're holding her to some weird standard that they're not holding other people.
Yes.
So I don't know. It's
not appropriate.
And I like David, so there you go.
Yeah,
I have reasons for voting for all 4 of them, so that's kind of a problem.
Well, see, my old people solidarity now includes Rashad because he's got like a decade on the 2 women, I think. Right. So, I don't know. I like him and probably would like him to win. But I don't want to vote against David because I like David and,
right.
I feel like I want to give him a little support. And now they were so mean to Simone that I feel like I want to vote for her.
Right.
But then on the other hand, Normani is very good. I bear no animosity toward Normani.
Right.
I don't really want Val to win 2 seasons in a row. So maybe that. But, so I don't know. It's very confusing.
There's reasons.
Can't they all get mirror balls?
Right. Please. Well, anyway, we will find out next time and we will discuss.
We will.
So for our next topic, we will go to our West Wing watch that we are doing along with the West Wing Weekly podcast. This week's episode was on the day before. And
it was okay.
This one was... You know what I felt about this one was like, so often on this show, they assume such a level of knowledge or they just decide that they're not going to explain a lot of stuff and you have to just try to catch up.
Right.
And I felt like every storyline was like that this time. And I was tired of thinking so hard. Like, guys, I don't get it. I don't know who's for what and why are we doing this and like who's our friends and who's our enemies, and I'm feeling left behind. The only part that I could follow really well was CJ taking down the reporter who tried to
clear
take
who your enemy is.
Yes, exactly.
I disagree with Josh Molina on the podcast. I enjoyed that SmackDown quite a lot. Yeah. What a smarmy little twitch she was.
Right.
That's fine. That was fine with me. I remembered partway through which one this was. It was like, oh yeah.
You knew that was
I remember that.
Right.
Don't mess with CJ, girlie. It's not necessary.
You will not live to celebrate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I felt like this one was a little bit kind of too wonky or something.
Was it?
For me. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice that too much, but maybe it's because I've seen it before, so I kind of was able to follow a little bit. It was one of these where I'm remembering, oh yeah, this is the one where they do this. Mm-hmm. Where they take the thing off the table for the one guy and give it to the other guy. Oh, right. And all the different things they were doing. I enjoyed the way, I wonder on these things, you see these shows where somebody is a cast member for some episodes and not for other episodes. We discussed that Stockard Channing is in the credits when she's in the episode and not when she's not. Mm-hmm. And it's like, they must have realized, okay, she's supposed to be in 10 episodes this season. Oh, crud, we only have 9. Okay, she's in bed and she's sick. And he walks in and says hello and goodbye to her. And that's
right,
it.
I forgot she was even on.
She was like shoehorned in, like for one scene, like suddenly, or oh shoot, we used the wrong credits. Quick. Put her in. She could have just walked through the dinner at some point or something like that. Mm-hmm. But why was she there?
Yeah, you're right.
Like sort of a waste.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget that she was in it, yes.
Right. And the podcast had Janelle Maloney again, which was nice.
Very nice. I enjoyed all that. And there's some very nice Donna scenes in this one. Mm-hmm. And the scene at the end where she has to tell, just the fact that she had to tell Josh, and you knew all through the episode that that's what she wanted to talk to him about.
Oh, yeah. But you didn't know that she had seen the guy a second time.
Someplace where the press would not see them.
Yeah. So that was a little revelation.
Yeah,
But that, I guess, sets up the fact that he's coming back.
Yes. And so that was, and just she wants to have that conversation, and it's going to go pretty much exactly like it went, and just be all sorts of uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And so that was, but nicely done. And I agree with them, the stuff with the tie being kind of an intimate gesture. Mm-hmm. Although appropriate for work.
Although on their Instagram, on the West Wing Weekly Instagram, they posted a picture of that, like a still of that moment where she's working on his tie. And someone put in the comments like, wow, this picture is NSFW. Which made me laugh.
So. Yes, subtext.
Mm-hmm,
but I enjoyed all the poor Charlie having to tell everybody he wasn't allowed to talk about it.
Right.
One after the other.
Yes.
And, that, of course, he can't take it. But on the other hand, how can he not take it? Because he could be ruined by this pretty much.
Right.
He's certainly the most vulnerable of them all.
Yeah.
But,
which is a shame,
Yes. It is. It's, when you really think about it, it's really, really sad. But they made a sort of a humorous subplot out of it. So.
Yes. Which is kind of amazing that they
Yes, it is.
Do that.
Yeah. So, an enjoyable enough episode. Not a great episode, but, it moves the chess pieces forward and it moves things along.
Yeah, I didn't dislike it, but it was a more difficult one for me than some of the other ones have been.
Yeah. Well, if you ever feel bad about yourself as a writer and feel like the inspiration's not coming, play that scene back where they're all trying to think of things for the president to say to the parents.
The tragic
and they're
thing
just
about this
riffing.
tragedy or whatever.
Room full of extremely talented people. Right. Unable to write a coherent sentence. So exactly. It's like, well, see, everybody has a bad day.
It happens. Yes.
So what's the next one after this? See if I remember it any better than I remembered this one.
It is called War Crimes.
Oh, I think I remember that one. Ooh.
I'm not going to scroll down on Wikipedia.
Because I was going to ask you, I think the episode that I'm looking forward to this season, or this part of the season, I think it's called Bartlett for America.
Okay, that's number 9.
Okay, that's
War
about
Crimes
right.
is going to be number 5.
Okay, so we got a little ways to go.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Well, and then for our challenge round,
from something serious and wonky to something entirely farcical.
Right, and we took we visited with Rob Lowe in the future.
Yes. When he is a Republican and a senator.
Right, and a senator, exactly. So Terri challenged me to watch an episode of the show Brothers and Sisters. So
yeah.
tell us a little bit about why you chose that, other than Rob Lowe, or maybe that was the only reason.
Yeah, well, Brothers and Sisters was a show that I watched and then I started writing about. There was a website, I think it was called 451 Press, and their idea was that they were eventually going to have 451 blogs on different topics. Do we know an operation like that?
An interesting organizing principle. Okay.
Yes, it was all entertainment things. So mine, right. I blogged about Brothers and Sisters, and it was watchingbas.com. Okay. I also blogged about Studio 60, and that was short-lived. But it was like my television without pity moment. I was writing recaps. I was pulling quotes. I was doing reviews. I was picking up pieces of news. I was like entertainment journalist. It paid crappy, but it was exciting for me to have an opportunity to do that on an actual site other than like my personal blog for my mom. Sure. Right. So
and for a show that you liked and you were watching.
I was already watching. So I had a lot of fun with it doing that. Unfortunately, I think we'll put a link up of the recap of this episode that I had up. It's only lives now in the Wayback Machine with nope. Honestly, I promise y'all, when it first was published, there were quotation marks, there were apostrophes, and there were ellipses. These things no longer exist. So you have to just take my word for it.
Use your imagination.
It's when you get to that part. In its current form, but maybe someday. I think I downloaded it all before the site imploded, and I should put that up somewhere on my personal blog because I'm proud of what I did. I really had fun, and it was really good. But I was not unhappy when it ended because, much like this podcast, it was taking up huge amounts of time with very little remuneration. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I always had a soft spot for Brothers and Sisters, at least the early seasons. Anybody who's listening to this who was a fan of Brothers and Sisters, I think can admit that it ran off the rails at some point based on largely on things that were going on in the personal life of some of the actors that drove plot points and that sort of it. But these early seasons were a lot of fun. Just somewhat campy, somewhat over the top, but funny and fun and good acting and good writing.
Really, I mean, so many good actors.
Yeah. When it was good, it was really fantastic. When it wasn't, it was kind of melodramatic and soapy, and it swung back and forth. But this one was just mostly silly. And I think gives a good example sort of the family dynamics and of the constant wine swilling that went on. Not quite as much as Cougar Town, but close. Right. So, and you do not have to know, to watch this and enjoy this episode, you do not have to know all the many, many soapy subplots that have been going on.
Right.
With the patriarch of the clan died in the first episode, and then all sorts of unseemly things have been coming out ever since. So, including Patricia Wettig as his mistress, who was unfortunately not in this episode because she's pretty good.
Yeah.
She chews scenery bite by bite with Sally Field, so...
But in this one, you had Marion Ross instead.
We had Marion Ross playing even more of a steamroller mom than Sally Field's character, which is saying something.
Right.
But I had a lot of fun watching it again. I remembered all the stuff as it was going by, and just the interaction, I think between the siblings on this show always seemed fairly real and fun and enjoyable. And you think, you know what? I wouldn't mind going having dinner at that place. I don't think I'd want to be part of the family, but I would enjoy sitting and watching them do their thing. So did you feel you were able to watch it without having watched it ever before?
Yeah.
You were able to follow it okay?
I had Wikipedia up just to remind me a little bit who was who, because there's a lot of brothers, and the sisters are easy, it's Callista Flockhart and Rachel Griffith, and but then there's like a lot of boys, and I was getting a little bit mixed up with them, but it didn't really matter, and it was fine, and I enjoyed it. And like when one by one they're ending up in the closet because that's where all the wine is, and then when the brother who's in rehab kind of busts them all in the closet, it's like, you guys, what are you doing? And of course, it was a nice, not twist, but it was a nice choice that he had not been drinking. He had escaped, like he wasn't supposed to go get out of sight of the one brother who had checked him out of rehab. But he did go, and he didn't drink, he didn't do drugs, he didn't do anything terrible.
Even though he got his guts kicked out by his ex-girlfriend. He still didn't drink. Right. Yeah. So I thought that was a nice choice. I mean, that redeemed a little bit the sex tape, which, the second it started recording, you're like, well, that's ending up on the birthday video. Chekhov's sex tape.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
But it was, I really enjoyed the acting and the writing in general. Yeah, it was fun.
Yes. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it wasn't much for Tommy, sort of the middle brother, to do, which is maybe why it was confusing to keep track of everybody, because he wasn't in it very much. I guess he signed Justin out of rehab, but he didn't really do much other than that, whereas Justin was being adorable, talking to his girlfriend, and Kevin had the whole subplot with his closeted boyfriend.
Okay.
Not my favorite of Kevin's boyfriends, but, he got that little beginning and ending thing.
Yes.
Rob Lowe, sort of the calm in the middle of the Walker storm, all this stuff going on, did that part very well. He didn't have a lot to do, but, he has more eventually. But this was, I was really surprised to realize that this was a season 1 episode. I really thought he didn't come along till season 2. They burned through a ton of plot in the first season of this thing. Because
this is only about halfway through the first
and
season.
At the beginning she was engaged to one guy, and then she had an affair with somebody else, and now she's just kind of on the edge of the romance with this guy. She doesn't waste any time. But it's like I can think of 20 episodes worth of plot before we get to this one. So they were burning through it pretty good.
Packed it in.
So, okay, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And it was fun. It was fun to watch it again. I don't know that I would want to sit and watch it all, but I may go poke around for other episodes that were fun to watch.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and it was pretty easy. It was on the ABC app, so they have a whole throwback section on there, so you can go dive into some old stuff, which is
as long
nice.
As you don't mind 15-minute commercial breaks.
Lots of commercials, yes. Exactly. So we'll go from the very large cast of characters to the basically one-person movie.
Yes.
So when it came, around the time that it came out or a little bit after, we talked about the movie The Martian with Matt Damon, because you had started to read the book, right? Is that what you...
I think I started to read the book, in the library or in the bookstore, I think. I had started to read it.
Yeah.
But I never really got to it. I totally intended to see the movie, and I think I might have seen a scene or two as it passed by on the Movie Channel, but I never did get around to seeing it, so this is good.
So this is the one we're going to do for the next challenge, because it's something I've seen and enjoyed, and you haven't, and I know it was kind of in your brain.
Yes.
So
yes, it was.
And it's definitely, it's lighter than you might think, because... it's a pretty dire situation, obviously, that Matt Damon finds himself in when he is stranded on Mars, and it's going to take 100 years to get back to him. So it seems like he's pretty well screwed, but he figures stuff out, and it's a lot of fun. Cool. So
I'm looking forward to it.
That for next week, and I think we determined that it is on Amazon Prime. And may also be available on demand from your cable provider.
Yes.
So.
All right. Well, watch that with us, and we will discuss it next week.
Yeah. And that's going to be it for our round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes, including our daily speed rounds and weekly group chats. As always, you can find recaps, links, and a chance to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Terri.
Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, everyone.